Losing weight is something that millions of people battle with every day, and that's why I thought I would just get the camera out and talk about how exactly to burn body fat and lose body fat. If you want to learn how to burn body fat and how to build lean muscle, then subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you click the little bell as well, it will notify you every time I upload a new video on Mondays and Thursdays. Also, if you stay right to the end of the video, I'm going to share with you the #1 fat loss mistake that people make. This is something that I've been doing recently in my videos, and I'm just laying out very quickly what we're going to talk about in this video so that you don't miss any of the points, because what I've noticed is people are dropping off the videos on point 1 and 2, but they're missing all the rest of the information and you're missing out. So I want you to understand what's going to happen in this video. So #1, we're going to talk about the calorie deficit. We're going to talk about #2, which is hormones and how they can influence fat loss. We're also going to talk about exercise, or whether not to exercise, what the right type of exercise is, and then at the end the bonus tip. So we're going to keep it real short video. The first thing we need to talk about is the calorie deficit. The calorie deficit basically just means eating less calories than you burn every day, and it's going to contribute to at least 90% plus of your fat loss. It's the main factor in fat loss. It's really how you lose body fat. The body needs energy to survive, to function and do everyday tasks. We can get energy from two places. We can either get energy from calories, so food, or we can get energy from stored body fat. If you eat more calories so that your body's storing fat, that's called a calorie surplus. That's when the calories are so high during the day, you're eating so much food that your body is just storing that as energy. What we want to do is start tapping into that stored body fat, and how we do that is with the calorie deficit. Like we said, if you have a calorie surplus, you're eating more calories, you're storing body fat. We want to tap into the body fat by eating into a calorie deficit, which means it's going to basically start burning away. Now you need to know how to eat in a calorie deficit. But very quickly before we do, if you want to work one-on-one with me and be coached by me, if you go to the link in the description, there's an application form that you can fill out. I do have limited time. I'm not taking everybody on as a client, but I will go through the application forms, and if I feel like we're a good fit, I'll email you back and we can schedule a 10-minute call to discuss your fitness goals. Back to the calorie deficit. So to work out how many calories you need to eat each day to be in a calorie deficit, take your body weight in pounds, LBS, multiply that number by 10 to 12 depending on how active you are in your lifestyle, and then eat that many calories per day. So if you was 150 pounds times 10, that's 1,500 per day. Now after 1 week of eating that many calories, see how much weight you've lost or how much body fat you've lost by weighing yourself on the scale before and after within a 7-day period, and then adjust the calories based on that. You want to aim to lose around 1 to 2 pounds. If you feel like you could add a little bit more calories to your diet and still lose body fat, then do that, that's fine. But one thing that you will experience is a weight loss plateau. At some point down the line of eating in a calorie deficit, maybe 6 to 8 weeks, something in that range, you will experience a plateau where you don't lose any more body fat. I have a video you can check out on that if that happens to you. The next thing we need to talk about is hormones, and one in particular, insulin. It's not all about calories in and calories out, although that is the most important thing. Hormones such as insulin are also very important when it comes to fat loss, and insulin gets a real bad name. It's not necessarily a bad hormone, it's very good and very important for building muscle because it's an anabolic hormone, which means it grows cells. The problem with that when it comes to fat loss is it will also grow your fat cells as well. So it's about frequency of eating. Every time you eat food, every time you put calories in your body, you will spike insulin. If you take two groups of people and they both eat 2,000 calories a day, you have one group that eats that 2,000 calories within 5 to 6 meals, and you take the other group and they eat that 2,000 calories within 2 to 3 meals. The group that eats 2 to 3 meals will lose less body fat even though they've eaten the same amount of calories, and that's because the group that are eating 5 to 6 meals a day and splitting those calories up are spiking insulin too much. Insulin, like we said, is an anabolic hormone. So the goal here is to eat your meals in 2 to 3 per day. You don't want to be eating 5, 6 meals a day. Little and often is a myth that people used to throw around a long time ago. Another part of losing body fat is exercise, and what people will typically do when they want to lose weight is tons and tons of cardio, and I'm against this, and some other coaches will recommend cardio, and I'm not against cardio. I'm for doing the right kinds of exercise, and here's my point on this. So If you're going to do a 1 hour run, you might burn 200 calories. It's very strenuous. You're going to be really, really tired after you've done that. Do you realize how easy it is to eat 200 calories? 200 calories is something you can eat in 10 seconds. So the problem you run into is now you're very hungry. If you've ever noticed when you've done a long, strenuous cardio session, you're really hungry right after that workout. You're not going to be able to go without food. It's going to make you more hungry. So what I recommend doing is weight training. That's the best type of exercise in my opinion. It's incredible for health reasons and for the heart, but also you're going to build more muscle, not just lose body fat. And when you build more muscle, you can eat more calories because the muscles require more calories. I also recommend just walking. It's not strenuous. You're not going to come back from a 30 to 60 minute walk and feel like you need to eat loads of food, because it's not a strenuous type of exercise. So I like to do walking on an empty stomach, so fasted walking with no calories in my body. That's going to help you burn more body fat. Just 30 to 60 minutes in the morning is very important in my opinion if you want to lose the most body fat. As promised, the number one mistake that people make when they're trying to lose body fat, and that is not tracking what they're eating. And I teach this in my coaching, my one-on-one coaching that you can apply for. But basically what I mean by that is, if you're not tracking something, how do you know what you're eating? How do you know that you're losing body fat? Or how do you even know how many calories you've eaten? If your goal is to eat 2,000 calories a day, but you haven't tracked any food, then it could be 3,000 and you would have no idea how much you've eaten. This also might mean you're eating not enough. So it's really important that first few weeks, that first few months of being on a fat loss journey to track your calories. As you become better at it, you'll need to track less because you'll automatically know what foods have what calories in them.